make sure you can see what we're doing. Boom. Okay guys, welcome back to Robertson Co. Welcome back to London, another live jewellery making session. Tonight we are making some more 1918 coin pendants. We made some in yesterday's live stream. I've had a chance to polish up some of the ones we made yesterday. Some of these probably need the jump ring adjusting slightly, but until they're polished, you don't get a pretty good idea. You don't get a very good idea of exactly how straight they are. But there we go. Genuine 1918. These were once circulating currency here in England. George V. I thought they were George IV yesterday because it said George IV. I think. Did it? I don't know all those ones. But well, according to the AI writing the descriptions, they are George the Fifth. I believe it. There you go. It's just got some weird spelling of George. That's all it is. I thought it was George IV, but it's not. It's just some bizarre. Obviously, the royalty watching will know that that's the correct spelling of George, with an IV at the end. S. Georgivis the Fifth. But yeah, 1918, 3p coins. Tonight we're going to do some more I've closed up some jump rings, a little 3mm jump ring. We're going to weld some jump rings on the top. That's the plan. Didn't go that well last night, so I had the wrong amount of solder. Let's turn on the copyright-free music and get going. It's getting light. Right. I'm just going to do these in a batch, actually. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do a couple at a time because when the solder dries, it's quite hard to see. Yeah, there's a little dot above the crown on the 3 sides. Thing is, even though I'm lining these up perfectly, what generally happens is when the solder becomes liquid, the capillary reaction sort of shifts the jump ring a little bit, pulls it one way. Plus I quite often have to move them a little bit anyway to be in contact. I still line them up every time, but they're lined up perfectly. They rarely end up lined up perfectly once the solder's flow. see what that looks like when it's cleaned. I don't know if it's solder or flux, but looks to have an uneven amount of solder on one side of the jumper. Which reminds me, one of these definitely needs the jump ring taking off. Look really, that one does not look good. Got to heat that up and put a new. I'm going to try and do it rather than cutting it off and doing it that way. I'm going to try and take it off. Just take it off. Get it hot, pull it off. Now it's stuck to the tweezers. Great. Genuinely stuck. Yeah, this flux, I'm putting quite a lot of flux on these to avoid fire stain, but this flux that I'm using, Argotect mixed with meths, is really thick and really sticky. A lot of jewelers dislike the mix. You'll hear a lot of people complain about using meths. Denatured alcohol, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are in the world. For that very reason, but it provides quite a nice thick layer of. It's good for silver because of that, but so it provides a really nice big. It is really thick and really sticky, and but it doesn't just stick to the piece; it sticks to everything else. The sort of the features of it that make it really good at what it does just make it a real pain to use. I mean, not least because fire stain's really just a potential problem if you overheat the piece. It's not actually, you know, So the pros and cons of this, its benefits. The only problem if you overheat silver, but we are quite likely to overheat these because the amount of one, I've not cleaned them. I'm using the heat to clean them, which is not the best way of going about things. But it's the most efficient. Yes, I mean these are not really just tarnished, they're actually dirty. Like the coins in your pocket are dirty. Not that anyone's got coins in their pocket anymore, but you know, when people had coins in their pockets, they were dirty. And these have been in people's pockets since 1918. They've been through a couple of major outbreaks. Yeah, probably the best way to do this would be to clean these first and then attempt to solder them, but I quite often end up having to solder them to do it twice anyway, because quite often the jump ring ends up in the wrong position, so right, for some reason that has not worked. Do this one. Yeah, the solder didn't flow onto the coin on that one. It sort of didn't even join the jump. No. So what I think I'm going to do these is heat them up and then add the solder. If I can find it, where do I put it? Oh, I see it. There it is. There we go. That worked way better. Using the tweezers as like a solder pick seems to do the trick. I need to cut some more solder. I've done a lot of these. I've soldered a lot of these coins over the years. I used to do them doubles and double coin necklaces, and so I've done a lot of these, and the metal does some quirky things. I've had this issue with some of them in the past, and I think I know what it is now, which is where they kind of bubble up, they blister. But I think that was either baked into them in the mint, or it's something, or it's me doing the multiple, it's me heating them up and quenching them too quickly. So I've discovered that is a thing. If you quench silver too quickly, it takes on board water like a sponge. Subsurface. And then it sort of expands a different way. You end up with these like blisters. Like when you roll it out, I've discovered that because when you roll it out, it wrings it out like a sponge. It's bizarre. I've never read anything anywhere about that, but it's a thing. If you put it in the water or the pickle red hot, it takes on board, not a lot, it takes on board water below the surface. Then when you subsequently heat it up or roll it out, it bubbles up like a little, it looks like a little blister, it looks like little blisters in places. And then when they get to the surface, obviously the water comes out. If you file it off, the water comes out. It's bizarre the things you find out that no one's ever mentioned. I just think there's so few people doing it that it's not there's so few. There's enough people rolling out metal. Actually, there's obviously not. And the ones that are not sharing their disasters or stuff. It's all very well people doing highlight reels, but it's actually slightly more helpful if they share the bits that go wrong. They're blistered silver. They probably don't even realise why it's blistered. It's just, you know, and why the rolling was subsequently going rusty. But yeah, it's quenching red hot silver. But I suppose the thing is, unless you're rolling it out, you don't. Like I've had it happen on these over the years, but I wasn't subsequently rolling them out, so I didn't kind of realise what the blisters were. I just thought it bubbled up, the surface had bubbled up. It was something wrong with the heat or something wrong with the metal, but it wasn't. It's either something that they did in the minting process, or it was me quenching them while they're too hot, and it's taken on board water. And because I wasn't rolling them out, or filing them down, I wasn't ever releasing the water. It's still stuck in there, so I didn't realise that it was still taking on board water, because no one tells you that that's even possible. That ain't in the textbooks or the online courses. Not that I've done the online courses, but I've read a lot of the textbooks. And they just repeat what's in the textbook. The online courses just parrot what's. They all parrot each other, don't they? Where did that go? I've lost the silver solder now in there somewhere. Which is a problem when I'm doing coins. Oh no, it's not. It's on the back side of the tweezer. Boom, found it. Yeah, I can't have rogue bits of silver solder on it because they'll ruin the pattern on the coin. I don't know why I'm putting it on there anyway. I want it just ting that off, but I wanna. Where did that go? It's not under the coin, I know that. Back to the problem with the sticky flux. Every time I went to move down around, it was stuck to the tweezers. Just clean them off with the file. Right. I need another jump ring for that one. going to tip these up in case I pinged a bit of solder off there. I have no idea where it went. I don't want it on here. Because now my luck, I'll stick one of the coins right on it. How many have we done? Let's do a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a couple more. Might look like I'm kind of trying to place these in a specific way. I'm not. I'm trying to place them in the flattest part of the block. These are quite old blocks. I did file them down the other day, but they're not completely flat everywhere, so I'm just trying to find a flat spot. They might not look that lumpy. To be honest, they don't look that lumpy when you're right up close until you lay a flat coin on them. You don't really. And again, it's the flux. It's just lumpy bits of old flux. I don't know if you can see the colour of that. There is something on that coin burning off. It's burning like iridescent blue. That's worrying. God knows what was on that. Right, let's pull one of the earlier ones out. Looking, I can actually see in this tonight. Yesterday I couldn't see in this at all. It starts to look quite nice and white. Let me pull out a newer one. I'll show you the difference. See, I want to leave them in the pickle a little bit longer. I'll show you why. The pickle starts to really get the dirt out of them that polishing doesn't seem to do. So if you look at the one on the left, been in there a little bit longer. See the one on the right, it's still got, that's not actually, I don't think that's actually flux, that's some of the dirt from its life as a coin. As you can see, it starts to effectively bleach them. See, it still needs a little bit longer around the detail on the back here, on the back of his head. And up here. But as they do, if you leave them in the pickle long enough, if you leave them in there too long, the joint becomes quite brittle. It does make the solder joint quite brittle if you leave them in there, like if you forget and leave them in there for a couple of days. You'll find that the joints do become, for some reason, it eventually starts to attack. It doesn't do any harm to the silver itself, but whatever the silver solder's alloyed with, the zinc or whatever, it does seem to negatively affect the strength of it. Although, having said that, you can just reheat it and it's fine. It just seems to make it brittle rather than like broken. I don't know what it does. Yeah, it makes it, it's like the difference between super glue and epoxy. It's strong, but it's so they'll be in there for a little while longer, and then eventually later on tonight or in the morning, I'll polish them up, and then we may need to move some of the jump rings. Although that batch, the way I was doing it, was a lot better. So and doing them in twos rather than fluxing the whole. Last night I hadn't done them for a while, so last night I fluxed the whole lot. So I was struggling to see where so I try and line up, there's a dot above the crown. You can make that out. I try and line the jump ring up. You can see that one needs moving slightly to the right. So I try and line the jump ring up with that dot, but once they're fluxed, you can't see the dot anymore. So doing them in twos meant I could see the dot. And applying the solder when the whole thing was hot has moved the jump rings less. I hope, but we'll find out once they're cleaned up and polished. So I'll probably see you tomorrow for more of the same, so I've got to make loads more of these. Toodles.